For the first time in 2024, welcome to the Johngy or else podcast, without which life would be incomplete and have little or no meaning. Joining me once again, cruising for a bruising. He's okie dokie and skokie with a friend named Jim who sings karaoke. He's the man on the beat. From johnjysbeat.com, Mr. John Roblesky.
Happy
How's it
New Year,
going?
Tommy.
Happy New Year there, buddy.
And to our audience, all three of them.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you. Maybe we should take them out to lunch sometime, just to.
Table for four?
Yeah, it won't cost much. I'm sure the committee will be willing to expense that. So
Yeah, you'll probably just be they'll oust me and just let you take it.
So how does the
Well, it
new year?
wasn't me. The committee decided that, John.
Well, hey man, that's out of my hands. It's above my pay grade here. So
Yeah.
so how's the new year treated you so far? You've
Well,
been
as,
you've
well, the
been
new year, I
sick.
don't know, like everything's blurred. Since our last podcast, let's see, I had food poisoning.
Hmm.
I may have had COVID, and then I had the flu.
Yeah, it's we've we've been meaning to get to a new episode, but this guy has definitely been fighting an uphill battle here on the
It's
health
like every
front.
time I turn around.
Do you think it's just from being at all the stuff that you go to, like the conventions
Well,
and the
that's
sporting
the funny
events
thing.
and stuff?
I went to Pasadena. We'll discuss that later for the big global traveler party. You know, on an airplane back and forth at a party with people that flew in from all over the country, shaking
Sure.
hands, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine after that. Perfectly healthy for like a
Right.
week.
Yeah, of course. And then, yeah, who
And then I
knows?
got sick. It was weird. I got sick. I got food poisoning from I think it was bad pasta I had with black olives, but nobody cares. But then I got sick and I hadn't even been out in 2 or 3 days, and like the flu hit me. So
Well,
I mean, unless I picked it up at my, you know, lobby mailbox.
well, I did send you a letter with some flu samples in it. So
That's
hopefully,
illegal.
well,
You
no one
can't send stuff like that through the mail.
who's gonna know? Who's gonna know?
I
What
will report it.
what proof is there? What proof is there? I don't
The
know.
mail that you send me, that's physical proof right there.
Did you keep it? Do you have an envelope from me?
Yeah, I do.
You got my Christmas card, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, and
It
thanks for the
wasn't
one.
very nice.
Thanks for the one you sent me too, by the way.
Well, it wasn't very nice, the
I
one you
which
sent
I
me.
didn't get one for the people listening at home. I didn't get a Christmas card. I send this guy a Christmas card every year.
I
This
don't
guy,
send Christmas cards. I
yeah.
wish
Well,
people Merry
in all
Christmas.
fairness, it's a newer thing for me. I've only just gotten into it the last few years, but I
I
take
stopped.
I take the time, and write out and personalize each one. Though I don't just
Yeah, I
buy
saw
like.
the personalized one you sent me. I should have brought it to show and tell here.
I don't just like sign it Merry Christmas
He drew the
or Happy
finger, and
Holidays.
he drew a hand giving me the finger. That's his holiday spirit, folks.
Hey, it's the thought that counts. That's what
Yeah,
you
I
got to
know.
do.
And that thought wasn't very nice.
You still got a Christmas card, buddy. I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
let's talk about a few things here. I did want to bring up a recurring figure on our show. She was mentioned on our first episode and has been a guest a couple times. Our friend Cameron Rathel, who is now wrestling as Regan Lydale, and she in one company got awarded Match of the Year for a triple threat that she was in.
Amazing.
Very cool. I never got Match of the Year from anyone.
Yeah, for
I didn't
me, I voted
I
it.
didn't deserve it though either. So it's okay. But no, it was very cool to see that, and just very proud of her. And I keep a little scrapbook of like all of her little victories. She's got her first T-shirt out now. You can go to
Oh, it's actually out
prowrestlingtees.com.
now?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I ordered mine already. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was out.
Yeah, yeah. Big Hoss Hippie is out there. You can get it in white and maybe blue or something like that. Very cool that she finally got a t-shirt and it's out there up on the store. And don't forget you can also visit the johngysbeat.com store on there to get your John G. Orals podcast t-shirts. Just
Selling like hotcakes, baby.
just scroll past all the other goofy stuff that he's got and go down there and then you'll see the good stuff, hoodies and everything. But no, for Cameron, that's awesome. I can't wait to get my shirt. I remember her first match, we custom made our own shirts because there were no shirts, so we just and which is funny because what we had on there was not far off from what she ended up putting on there, because hers says Big Hoss Hippie and ours said Big Boss Cam. So
Well, we've been on
now I
young.
can't take credit for that. That was our friend
Well, you
Bryce.
can't take credit for something.
No,
We've
our
been on
friend.
young Cameron to produce merchandise for a while, and it's good to see that she's done that. And it's really a no lose proposition at Pro Wrestling Tees because there's no investment. You put your T-shirt on there, people buy them, they take care of the money. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know that we talked since I saw her on at the last time I saw her perform. Did we?
Uh, I don't think
It was
so.
probably
Maybe.
it was in December. I mean, on the show at least about it, but it was funny because I was talking with her, and I had told her months before, like, you got to get some 8x10s, if nothing else. You got to get merch, but you at least got to get some 8x10s. You've got an audience, you got people who want them. So I go to this show. It was a big match. She was very excited about it, and so I went out there for it, and she's got no merch. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, and I'm railing into her about it. I'm just like, it just go to Walgreens. She's got photos. I mean, it's not like she
Right.
doesn't have any
Yeah.
photos taken. She's got some headshots. She's got some body shots she can do. She's got live pictures she could use. I mean, just go do it. So while we're standing there, this guy comes up with a manila envelope, and he had taken pictures off the internet, went and got them printed, and brought them to her to autograph. And I just stood there with my arms folded looking at her, being like, uh-huh, your fans shouldn't have to go through all the trouble.
No. Go to Walgreens. They have sales all the time. You get 8x10 for a buck
You would
50.
have just made like $20,
You
off
get
of
10
those
eight
two
by
right there.
10s, you print them out, $15. You sell them for $5, $10 each.
Right. Yeah.
Profit.
Yeah.
You
And then
dump that
you
into your next merch.
exactly, and then you put it back into your wrestling business. But and she was, I think that was the last straw, and she has since gotten some shots printed out and everything, and now she's got her T-shirt, so she's on her way.
Cameron should go on Cameo.
It's not a bad idea, but I just hate the way you said that. So
Cameo.
yeah, yeah, Cameo.
Hey, look,
Uh,
there's, you know, many every
someday I'm sure she'll be Cameo level. So
everybody's on Cameo. People with a lot less of a resume are on Cameo, or people with about the same resume are charging ridiculously high prices.
speaking of which, since the last time we had a show, you got a Cameo.
Oh, that was the most disturbing thing. And it's got a fair amount of views on the John G. Orell's podcast
It
YouTube
does.
channel.
I was good enough to send a cameo of a legendary independent wrestling scene character by the name of Beatty Smooth, who unfortunately had suffered a broken neck several months ago. And in his downtime, he's been delivering cameos. And so I thought it would be no, don't play it right now. Yeah, good job. The volume's off there, buddy. But anyway, I went and I got this guy a cameo, and
I think that gives everyone a little snippet of what that video is.
we couldn't hear anything.
Well, exactly.
All right. Well, anyway, if you go to our YouTube channel, it's up there. But so I thought, well, I would treat John to a cameo. So I got him a cameo. I sent him a Christmas card. I mean, and all I'm getting here is grief for all of it. you know.
Hey, wait a minute. I offered, and you blew me off. I offered to take us to the hottest spot in the Chicagoland area, CosMc's.
Okay, I didn't blow you off. I had a scheduling issue with one of my clients.
Did
I
you
got
say,
it.
hey, let's reschedule for this date? No.
Honestly, it's been so busy. Well, it's been 20 below the last
Hence
6 days. Am I
well,
wrong?
driving. Are we driving with the windows rolled down?
Buddy, I have not left. Well, other than today, up until today, I went 5 days straight. I didn't leave this house.
Oh,
Not
for the
once.
love of Mike.
Not
You
once.
kids are so soft.
I just use my automatic starter, run the car a couple times a day. I had stocked up on food, didn't have to go anywhere.
You are so soft.
I'm not soft. I'm being
It could have been a
safe.
fun outing. Global Traveler, we could have written
I
about
would
it
have
and had a
gone.
fun
I would
time.
have gone. I had a client I had to take
All
care
right,
of.
when could you go
I
then? We need to
do we
reschedule
got to
this.
pull our calendars out on the show right now and
No, I'm
figure
saying
this
we
out?
need to reschedule
We
this.
will reschedule. We'll do it.
When?
We'll go. I don't know. I got to look at my calendar.
Will I have date options by the end of today?
Sure.
All
But we
right.
don't need to
Sure.
do it right now. We're
No,
already
I didn't say
wasting
right now.
everybody. Oh, I'm sure people are just like enthralled driving to work or whatever, listening
As
to
we
us
work out our schedules.
work out our schedule. Yes.
Well, I have something that'll make you
Because
happy.
you can't keep it in your pants to, go over and see McCosmos or whatever the hell it is.
I
What's
have
that?
something that'll make you happy.
Oh boy. Okay, what do you got?
Well, as you know, as everyone knows, we do another show called
Pinfalls.
Pinfalls, where we predict the outcomes of WWE wrestling matches. We've been doing this for 3 years.
These are
I
all
won the
the these
first
are all
year.
these are all the pay-per-views.
Yes.
Yeah.
I won the first year. Tommy won the second year. The last year was the tiebreaker, the rubber match, if you will, and Tommy won. Kudos to Tommy.
Thank
Overall
you.
lifetime, Tommy is 80 and 53. I am 77 and 56. That's not bad. Overall, we have a 59% accuracy rate. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's
here's what I wanted to ask you.
okay.
We're going to do pinfalls next week. We're doing Royal Rumble.
That's right.
As everyone knows, Royal Rumble is the 27th and not tomorrow. But anyway, do we want to throw it out there to anybody that makes their own predictions and send them to us? If they beat both of us, they get a free t-shirt.
Yeah. It's good with me, man.
But they have to send their picks into us
Yeah.
before.
Well, this will be up on January 19th, and we just need their picks by, let's say, what, that Saturday? Is the Rumble on Saturday? Rumble's
The
on
Rumble's on
Saturday.
Saturday. Let's say we need
By
everything by Friday midnight.
Friday at midnight. So throwing it out there. Look at the card. Send us your picks, and yeah, if you beat, they have to beat both of us.
They got to beat both of us.
Okay, and if you beat both of us, then we'll get you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So they could either message you or message me direct. Don't post them because other people will see
Yeah,
your.
yeah.
Unless you
Send it
want to post them,
privately.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
send it privately for sure. But
Well, they could post them, if they want.
I guess.
There's no harm in it. There's just no advantage to it.
Okay. Well, then we'll
But
do
this is
that.
open to anybody. So we want to see, hey, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you could still throw your picks and who cares?
Yeah, no, we always encourage people to try to, reach out and get involved. One other thing I want to throw out there is for those, I mean, people will find out when this drops, but we have been, I was under the impression that we had been up on Apple iTunes or podcast, Apple Podcast. Apparently, it has not been available on Apple Podcasts, and we've been depriving our Apple people of it. It has since been rectified and now is available on Apple Podcasts.
Well,
So,
how do you like those apples?
so now you can check us out there if that is your preferred uh, method of getting your podcasts. So we'll be posting both links going forward. Uh, so there it is.
Nice.
So, John,
Yes, Tommy.
you went on a business trip and
I
along the
did.
way managed to meet up with a guest we had on at one point, one of our favorites, just a glowing ball of sunshine, Miss Frankie Pineapple, and you were going to be out her way, and so you invited her out to this global traveler event, and you got to meet her in person, and I am very jealous, but I do want to hear about it.
Frankie Pineapple is everything that we've played her up to be and a lot more. She, I was walking the grounds. I saw this blonde woman walking up to me. You know, I'm not expecting to. I could there could be 100 people
You
there,
weren't
so
expecting her to speak to you, is what you were going to say.
I wasn't expecting her to be there that early. But she
Oh,
actually stayed the night there.
yeah. Oh, well,
Although she
those,
lives not too far, she ended up staying the night. It's a beautiful hotel.
yeah, it's a nice
The
night to
and I
keep to
forgot
yourself, you know.
I forgot the name of the hotel. That's not good. The Langham in Pasadena. So anyway, I'm in front. This woman walks up to me. It's Frankie Pineapple
Man,
in living
man.
color, baby. Got a big hug from her, warm, nice hug, and we talked. It was like good to see you. Just casual chit chat. She had kind of just arrived, and I was kind of in the middle of helping to set up the night
You
event.
were helping it, run the event. So
I wasn't helping run the event. I was kind of a helper of those helping run the event. I don't want to,
okay,
you know. But anyway, so that we talked for maybe like 5 minutes, and then we parted ways, and I went back to the room. Later on, about an hour later, we happened to bump into each other again in the hallway. We talked for a little bit more. She left. I went back to the room. Night starts. There comes Frankie Pineapple, dressed up, beautiful image. She's just a beautiful gal inside and out.
yeah.
Again, we talked, and then a little later in the evening, we were out on the terrace. Why do I feel like I told you this already? And
Well, you did. We're telling everyone else about it, though.
well, it just feels like I've told everyone else.
No.
So we're
Well, you
standing out on
you've
the
probably
terrace.
told this story many times at this point. So,
I probably have. There were like three rooms in there. There's like the main walk-in room, then there was a terrace, then there was the main ballroom. So we were on the terrace drinking because it was a beautiful night. And all
yeah.
of a sudden she goes, "Oh my God, the guy just passed out." And like right behind me, this guy hits the floor.
Oh, geez.
He ended up being okay. They called the paramedics. It ended up being just a low blood sugar level or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Just
stayed the
fainted.
whole night, so he was fine. Um, but I had to, obviously I had duties there. So I said duty. I had duties there. So I couldn't spend the whole night with Frankie, nor would she want me to, I'm sure. But we talked several times, and then at one point there was a mime. It was weird. They had a lot of real short entertainment. And at one point there was a mime, and he was doing mime stuff, and he pulled her on
Mime.
stage. They did this like funky dance, and she went right with it, man.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe
Yeah,
that.
and then afterwards we were talking about stuff.
That was smart
And,
of him. He had a good eye for the one who would go up there and roll with the punches. So,
well, he did, but like looking at her I guess looking at her amongst the crowd, she kind of does stand out because she does exude like a positive vibe.
yeah.
But I was talking to her afterwards, and Frankie was telling me about her new renewed philosophy of just going with it. Like, I invited her to the event. She just went with it and said, "I'm staying the night."
Awesome.
I
Oh,
motioned her, and she went with it. And I said, it works for Frank. Like everything works for Frankie.
no, that's
She,
well, that's no, that's good. She's pushing herself outside her boundaries by doing that, and it forces you to do things, and experience stuff that you wouldn't have otherwise. It's something that I'm working on myself, but it's just to kind of be like, it's real easy to be like, no, it's all right, appreciate it, but I'm not gonna go.
oh,
Sometimes you
like
just
when I
got.
invited you to this event.
It was in California, okay? If you were gonna
Yeah,
like fit the bill for me to go out there, I had gladly taken off of work, flown
a
out there
plane
with
ride.
you, and
One
and
plane ride. It was like $240.
well, then you should have no problem picking it up.
Why would
So
I pick up your plane ride?
because I got you a Cameo and I got you a Christmas card, so and
Both of those happened after the
I
event.
I didn't get anything. Yeah, see, and I gave them to you in spite of the fact that you didn't get me a plane ticket. So,
But anyway, back to Frankie.
well, I'm glad
Lovely
that
gal. It was so
yeah,
cool. And it really was like, it was one of those, like we've talked about the Lisa Prati Al Snow night. To me, this is a
sure.
little,
And that's what I kind of thought when you told me. Like when you said, there she was in the flesh. It was probably similar to our run-in with Lisa Prati and Al Snow on the same thing, and
It was. I mean, it was what like kind of a surreal moment. 2 years
yeah,
ago, I didn't even know who Frankie Pineapple was. And
yeah.
now all of a sudden I'm meeting this woman who's we love her music. We're not just
No,
blowing
and
smoke.
and yeah, we she comes up frequently, and since then, but yeah, it's just cool, and that's one of the coolest parts about doing this show and everything is like that's the sort of stuff that happens, I mean, and for us, it's huge. It's so much fun to have that Lisa Prati moment or that Frankie Pineapple moment, and talk to some people who, like Billy Starks, who is now becoming just a really big name in women's pro
Yeah,
wrestling and stuff, and have talked to
Mr.
her,
Kate.
Missa Kate and Cameron, and is going to be on that list, sooner than later. So, yeah, it's cool. It's a lot of fun, and it's. I'm glad you, is like I said, I'm jealous, but I'm glad at least one of us got to meet Frankie you know, and have that moment and experience. So, and
Well,
I'm glad she had a good time. It sounds like, or at least it sounds like she did. So,
and also for me, like the weirdness of introducing Frankie to Frank Gallagher. I've known Frank for 40 years. He's a big he owns Global Traveler.
right,
But so like introducing those two to me, like the whole world's colliding thing
yeah,
comes up.
yeah,
Cool
no,
moment. But on an even more positive note, I did mention to Frankie that we would love to have her back on the podcast to do an update. It doesn't matter what she's got to say; she's got something going on always.
yeah.
So we're going to bring her back on this year.
I sure hope so. I've been wanting to have her back already for a while now. So, she's
And
always.
she said if she comes to Chicago, and she would love to come to Chicago, um, we will get together.
I hope so. I really do. Yeah, if she comes out there, even if I have a schedule change with one of my clients, I will be there. I'll make it happen. Now, McDonald's with you, I can,
It
push you
wasn't
off for
McDonald's. It was CosMc's, the
I'll tell you
hottest new
something.
restaurant.
Before we even go to this place, I've been on the website. I've looked at the menu. I just don't get it.
But this is the point.
It's got less food than McDonald's does. I mean,
It's just the experience. What did you just say 5 minutes ago? I'm open to the experiences. Blah 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 blah. This is a new experience. It's the only one
I'm
in
willing to
Illinois.
go and experience it, but I just don't. My expectations are very low. Is all I'm saying. I looked at the menu, and the only thing on there that looked like something I would want would be an egg McMuffin, which I can get in any McDonald's.
No, there's
I I know they've got some other stuff that's
like a
specific to
spicy
them.
queso something sandwich that I was gonna go for.
Yeah, I looked at some of those. I just none of them were anything I was into.
But
We'll
see,
see. We're gonna go. We're gonna come back and talk
but
about it.
don't
But
order the egg McMuffin. We're going
I
to this new place. You're not going to order an egg McMuffin. Oh, an egg
no,
McMuffin and
I'll
water.
have one of the newfangled things that they have or whatever. But it's
Or at
like
least one of the energy drink things. If you're not going to have one of their food items, we got to try something different. You just said it, pal. I'm holding you to
I'm
that.
going to. I will. I'll have something that you can't get at a McDonald's there. I'll have it something that's specific to the Cosmos. Is that what it's called? The Cosmos?
Cosmix.
Oh, Cosmix?
Cosmix.
Oh, Cosmix. There's no Mick in the front of it. It's at the
No,
end. It's
no.
Cosmix.
People were waiting 4 hours in line for the first couple of weeks when this thing opened. So it's not just me making a big deal about this.
Oh, I
I agree
understand.
with
I
you.
know. Well, part of it though is that like this was they only opened like a couple like in the whole country to
This
start
this is the point.
with, and we had one of them. So
Look, I'm trying to bring you into some global traveler stuff to, heighten your awareness of
oh,
things, raise your
yeah,
level a
thanks.
little
Yeah,
bit.
but yeah, thanks for the invite to the newest McDonald's franchise instead of the $225 airplane plane ticket
I invited you there.
and
I just wasn't going to
hang
pay
out
for
with
you there.
Frankie Pineapple. Well, I don't see why not. But
I
anyway,
didn't pay for Frankie Pineapple. I didn't pay for
she didn't have
for
to fly out
Mark
there.
DiCarlo, who was also there.
She didn't have to fly out there, and she chose to stay the night at the hotel.
Mark
So,
DiCarlo, he came out there too. Him and his lovely wife,
yeah, well, that's
TV
great.
host galore,
Yeah.
etc.
Well, would have been nice to have been there. So,
Hey, did I tell you I was at the it would have been nice to have you there, Cheapo. I was at the Travel Adventure Show this weekend, right?
okay.
Walking through as I'm wont to do. I rode a camel. That was kind of fun. Newton, the camel. But anyway,
Are there any,
as I'm
wait, wait, are there any pictures or anything of you riding the camel?
well, I'll get to that in 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
As I'm walking through, this couple comes up to me, and the guy goes, "Are you Johngy?" No, no, no. He didn't say Johngy. He said, "Are you John from Global Traveler?" And
Hmm.
I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I follow your stuff all the time. This is my wife. You know, blah blah blah. Can I get a selfie with you?"
Oh,
And I
wow.
and I said, "Wow, you're the first person to recognize me from Global Travel. I mean, people sometimes will recognize me from Comic Cons, but not actually know my
Right.
name. It's kind of
Yeah.
they see me around. So I thought that was kind of cool. But so here's the camel story. So like a woman tending it, and then a woman like in charge, and then a guy like holding the camel. So I go up there and I said, you got to pay like $10. It's donation. Who cares? It goes to the company. It's a
I'd
company in
pay $10
Wisconsin
to
that,
sit on a camel. Yeah.
well, it's a company in Wisconsin that saves animals from death. They have camel rides, horse rides, a petting zoo, and other type stuff like that. And they supply them for events like this. So I go up there and go, "Hi, I'm from Global Traveler Magazine. Here's the $10 donation. I'd like to ride the camel. Could you take some pictures of it?" She goes, "Yeah, sure." I get on Newton, the guy that you can't ride him like by yourself. The guy
No, you
leads
don't get to take off and do a lap. No, yeah, I get
the guy leads you around. So I do three
yeah.
laps like a big doofus. All these people are looking and I'm like, all right, one lap would have sufficed. But anyway, um, the ride finishes. I said, "Hey, thank you." I look at the pictures. She's got a picture of me like right at the start gate with the guy helping, like you can see him better than me.
Yeah.
You had 3 minutes of me, slowly walking around your whole pen. This is the picture you gave me.
She only took one picture?
Two, they were both the same.
Oh.
And I wasn't gonna go,
Well, that
"Can we do
sucks.
that again?"
Yeah, I know. Because again, it's like you got to take a whole nother turn or whatever. But it's like, yeah, the whole point was I wanted to see a picture of you on a camel. Like that's I want to
Yeah,
see
not a
John G on a
and not a picture of
camel.
me on a camel, like right at the start gate where, oh, there's John, but there's like this fencing and this helper
Yeah.
guy that looks stupid.
I mean,
So yeah,
I would imagine other people would be asking for pictures as well. So it can't be like,
they were, except most people had somebody with them. I did not
uh,
have any. But
yeah,
still, I asked for a picture. Don't you like, as I'm making this, 40-foot loop or whatever it was, you couldn't have got a better picture.
man,
I will post the picture. I will send it to you as well.
that is a that is a missed opportunity there because I would have loved to have seen John G on a camel.
But should I have said, "Hey, could we do that
No,
again?"
no, I know it was a weird situation. It would have been, yeah, it's one
There, I
time where
just
you,
sent you the picture.
all right.
I'm sure our fans will love that, but they'll see it because I'll post it. But it
The
was a
only thing
missed
that would have been
opportunity.
better would have been a camel on Johngy. Well, you can do something with it. I mean, this is something at least. You can crop this and
But the whole,
it's
but
I
look,
know
it looks.
it's a bad picture. It's no, it's not, she could have done way better with you on the camel as long as you
Well,
were.
the whole point is being
But
on a
I'd still
camel. Not
take
like
this.
it looks like I just sat on the camel right at the start gate and got in and out. You know, not that riding it would have been that much better, but you know,
I still think that it's a worthwhile photo, even if all you did was sit on it and take a picture. I still think it's a worthwhile picture. Just you on a camel is good enough for me.
well, next year, if I go to this thing and I get, I will either ask somebody else to take a picture and tell the helper guy to step aside for a minute so that it's just me and the damn camel.
Yeah.
Am I asking too much?
Well, I get what you're saying. I don't think it's as bad as you're saying it is, but I get it. Given the opportunity, there was some missed opportunities there. So
And not my fault.
no, it was not your fault.
Well, here next year, I'll see if I can get a pass for you. I'll invite you, but you probably won't be able to go. But then we could each get a picture on a camel.
Well, I would be down for that too. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting up on a camel once.
So next January, mark it on your calendar.
Camel ride. Okay.
Newton. I think it was the same one from last year.
It's a good name for a camel. I like Newton. It's good.
Or
Good
or
name.
they just say it's Newton and they don't really care.
I'm sure the camel doesn't know its name is Newton, but
Newton was very friendly though. He
he would
loved like
have to be if he's got people climbing on him all day long.
well, like a lot of people would take, he was in the pen, so a lot of people would just take selfies like over the fence thing.
Right, yeah,
And
stand, yeah.
he was very tongue friendly, which is why I did not take a selfie with him.
Was he like licking people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's not like just a little
No,
uh,
a camel tongue is a big thick tongue. So
yeah, remember Mickey Knuckles face licks? It was about the same, except his tongue is much larger.
okay. Well, I don't know how she'll take that, but I'll leave that up to
Well, because
her.
she would do the face lick thing.
She did. She went, yeah, and it did start at like the jawline and go all the way up to the hairline. So I mean,
Yes,
it was a full face lick. So
yes.
I get what you're saying.
Shout
Um,
out to Mickey Knuckles,
yeah, good old Mickey Knuckles.
one of the best women's art pro champs there was.
As long as we're mentioning former R Pro champs, we should talk about our friend, the Ego Robert Anthony, who has got his own promotion and shows coming up. I think there's one this weekend, which is the 20th. And then I think the big one is in March. And
March 16th, I believe.
yeah, and that one was announced first. And our friend Cameron is booked on that show. And
It's at the Forge in Joliet, Illinois.
that's right, that's right. And I mean and to me that's a big deal. I mean, if
Huge deal.
I mean it's the at the time it was the first show that Ego had been doing. I mean, he's promoted before and
Well,
stuff,
I
but
don't think this other show is actually like technically under the Ego Wrestling banner.
I think he's helping produce it, but it's not
Yeah,
technically the Ego Pro
I
Wrestling.
think that's the debut.
Right. But to be there for the day, to be on the card for the debut of
Huge.
of his company, I mean, he's very picky. But he's very picky, but he also believes in trying to help up and coming talent and push them. But even with that said, not just anybody's getting that spot. So that really speaks a lot about her. So I'm just again, it was just she's just on a roll, man. I'm just really proud of her, and it's really fun to watch her doing this and how far she's come in such a short period of time. So, but I do also like the idea of Ego putting shows together because he will put together. I mean, if Ego can't put a good show together, then nobody can.
Well,
So
this is what I'm waiting for because as listeners know, you and I are huge fans of Ego. I I
yeah,
I, I make no bones about it. I think I probably would say he's the best Chicagoland indie wrestler I've seen in 20 years. I always thought there's no reason why he couldn't be in the big leagues if he really wanted to. That's his decision to make, whether it's Egotistical Fantastico or Robert Anthony or whatever he wants to call himself. Um, but like I said, he's very picky. He's got his own mindset. And it's a good mindset. But I want to see how an entirely ego produced show turns out. I think it's going to be on point. I think it's going to
I
be
think it'll be. I'm actually. I think so too. And he's a good mix of old school mentality, but with open mindedness and progressiveness. For the future. So, I mean, he believes in working hard, paying your dues, learning your craft, all of that. But he's also trying to help, newer people coming up, not just with the wrestling side, but the business aspect of things and how to get booked and, teaching them all the ins and outs of the stuff that's outside of the actual squared circle. And so
and and I won't go into details, but he was great with my young cousin many, many years ago, helped him through a really rough time. And I've seen him do this with other kids. Ego is fantastic, no pun intended, fantastic with kids as well. I think both of us, neither one of us can say enough good things about Ego as one of Chicago's finest.
Yeah, no, I mean he deserves all of it. So, what else you got there, buddy? Anything?
I a little rant on Planet
Oh
Fitness.
yeah, you got a problem with Planet Fitness. What's going on with the purple and yellow? Did you get the
So I
clunk
go to Planet
alarm?
Fitness. I
Did
work
they
out.
sound the lunk alarm for you or something like that?
They should. No, I go to Planet Fitness. I work out. I've been going there for several years. I get a survey through email, rate us on this, the usual stuff. So I give them all fives because, I don't have any real beef with them. Then the bottom, the last question was, is there anything we could do to improve the experience? So I said, yeah, you could have more machines because they really only have like two of each machine, like two biceps, two triceps,
Yeah,
you get enough people there, it gets busy. If
yeah,
I want
yeah.
to work, if I want to work arms and there's four people in there, I'm screwed.
Well,
So anyway,
you should learn how to use some dumbbells and not have to worry about machines all the time.
I do use dumbbells, but I
I
alter.
know a good qualified personal trainer I could refer you to help you you know
I
put together
alternate
put together a good
dumbbells
workout.
and machines. Anyway, so a few days later, I get this call from Planet Fitness. And she
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, John, thank you for filling out the survey. I just have one question or one comment. Your comment about the machines. You do realize we don't have room in our place, and those decisions are really from corporate." And I said, "Well, I I probably realized that, but you asked me a question and I answered it. Well,
Yeah.
we're instructed to call back anytime there's a comment, so I'm not really sure why you left that comment." I said, well, she was almost like she was badgering me about the comment. And I go, look, if you want to resend the survey, I'll do it without the comment. You asked for
Right.
a comment. I gave you guys all 5 stars through the whole
Yeah.
thing. And the only thing I said then if that's out of your control, then you should be happy because that was my only real beef.
Right. No, I mean I get what she's saying, but it was an open-ended question, and that's just something that like if I was, corporate or whatever and read that, I'd be like, well, just logistically it's not possible because there's only so much room in the place and whatever. So, you know, and I would have left it at that. I wouldn't call you up and be like, "Listen, buddy, we ain't got room for more machines. All right, so take your survey and stick it." you
But
know?
here's the thing, they do have more room. There's an area that they call the 30-minute workout. And
I'm aware. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
it's got like
the little
20 machines.
circuit. It's a little circuit area thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it always says like the only people allowed in here are those who are doing the circuit, and I never see anybody doing a circuit in there.
yeah.
Clean that crap out and put real machines in there, and let's go.
Okay, but now see, this is also what you get when you pay $10 a month for a gym. So, I mean, you can't order,
I understand, but do you know the next
you
level of
can't order
price?
like a $5 bottle of wine and expect it to, not taste like
But do you
vinegar,
know the next level of price? If I go, it's $120 a
I
year.
get it. I get it.
The
But just,
next level is like 550
I
at
get it, man.
LA Fitness because they screwed me too.
Yeah.
They
No.
shut down my old club where I was a member since 1995. They shut that down. They rebuilt it, but now it's a presidential club.
So it costs more to go there now.
Yeah, like triple what I was
Right.
paying.
Look, I understand. I know gyms, yeah, the next price up, if you're going from a $10, you're probably looking at like maybe 45 to 50, and then up, it keeps going up from there. But you get what you pay for. You
I
know,
understand.
I've been to some Planet Fitnesses. I'm not wild about their equipment. It's doesn't seem like very well taken care of. I can't be around purple and yellow like that like all the time either. It just
I
like
do like purple.
oh god, it's too much. Just I don't know. But uh so I'm not a big fan. But I mean, hey, if it was my only option, I mean, there's one like 5 minutes from me, for $10 a month. Yeah, I'd make it work. But I'm just saying, I hear you. I understand. It would be nicer to have that. I would like to have, a Honda Civic R,
Yeah, but you got a great setup because you could
you know.
put equipment in your basement. I don't have that setup in the
No,
condo.
well, I'm
I'm
spoiled.
very envious of you with that. If I had a setup like that, I'd be in heaven.
I'm spoiled. I have a very well stocked gym, and I'm the only one in it at any given
And it's
time,
free.
and it's free.
And it's in your
So
building. Like
yes,
my God, you have
I just take the elevator downstairs and I just
you
go
go
in.
there any time of day. It's
We
free.
actually just ordered a new leg press
Oh,
and a new bench machine, which is coming in 2 weeks.
how is the building like paying for that? Why are they doing
They're
that?
not. We are.
Oh, you guys are. Okay, okay.
No, it's all our. I mean, this is a private area. It's only me and one other guy who have access to this, but it's all above board with the landlord and
Well,
everything.
wait, you're the only two that have access, or you're the only two that use it?
We're the only two who have access to it.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's either he or I who are working out in there, but we are the ones who curated all of the stuff that's inside there for some of the machines have been donated by, like, I had one of my clients had an elliptical and a big flat screen TV he didn't need that was in his basement, and he gave us those. So now we got a flat screen and an elliptical in the gym.
You're killing
We
me.
got a buddy of mine had a mini fridge he was getting rid of, so now we got that in there for the water, and we've got cold water bottles in there and stuff.
I'm surprised that the building allows that because of insurance
Well,
regulations. Like,
if there was anyone out, that's why we're the only two allowed to do it.
what if you get
No,
hurt?
well, I'm not going to sue them. I mean, I know they,
I know you're not going to, but how does the building management know that?
well, I guess they don't, but they're trusting
That's what
me.
I'm saying. I'm surprised that they would do that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it is nice.
I'm
So,
not going to tattle on you.
no,
I'm too busy with that whole high school issues. So I'm still working on that.
high school.
Yeah, whether you really graduated or not.
You got to find proof. You got to, this is, you have the burden of proof
I
in this
said I'm still
situation.
working on it.
Yeah, well, you're going to be working on it for a long time. I graduated, and that's all that needs to be said. I have a
No,
diploma.
you got a diploma.
I got
You
a
got a
diploma.
diploma.
I got a diploma. I can post that up online, and I'll share that with you, and you can see it signed by the principal or whoever the hell needed to.
I
And
don't know if you've met the requirements of the Illinois Board of Education, is all I'm saying.
well, you'll have to. I don't know. You'd have to somehow get your hands on my
This
records.
is what I'm working on. Move along.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to call it a day.
It's a good day. We've covered a lot of material.
Yes. We'll figure out a time on our own time to go to CosMc in Bolingbrook, Illinois, and get a review on this seemingly waste of time, but we'll see.
Don't go in it with a negative attitude.
I
It's a
wish
new experience.
I'm fine with a new experience. The problem is after looking at the menu, I'm not exactly excited about it. It's not like I saw like, oh well, this is a
But
whole
you're
different.
missing the point. Be excited about the new experience. Take it from there. You
Okay,
know you're not going to go into like a first class steakhouse. We know that. But it's like
it doesn't
it's like
have to be. It
it's
just
like
has
you
to
and your
be
friends are
something that's
playing.
not the same
No,
thing.
it's like you and your friends are playing cards all night, and you order some pizzas from whatever, the Domino's. You're not expecting Lou Malnati's. You lower your expectations. You set your bar here. You're still happy to have that pizza when you're playing poker. We're
Okay,
going for a new experience. It's
then why
the
don't you
only
take
one in
that?
the state of Illinois.
Why don't you take that same mentality of being happy with the Dominoes and be happy with your Planet Fitness and quit your bitching
I am
about?
happy. I gave him 5 stars all the way down.
You still wanted more equipment. Still wanted
It's
more.
sad.
It's not
Is
enough.
there anything that could
It's
make
not
it
enough.
better?
I know, but I'm just saying it's still not enough for you regardless.
I think if I left it blank, it wouldn't even like it wouldn't have accepted it. I think that was why I put something there. Because I
All
think it
right.
said all fields must be filled in or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure all your fields do need to be filled in. And with that, thank you everybody for joining us on another thrilling ride on the John G. Orell's podcast. I, of course, have been who else but Tommy Allison. With me, as always, is the man on the beat from johngysbeat.com, Mr. Jonathan CosMc Roblowski.